yesterday afternoon. And I don't know why this shit goes down when you're not here. Like, I feel like when Saya's been sick before, when she gets sick, she throws up, or it's like more serious or just like more concerning than the normal, like cold. He's like not at the house. So it's like even more chaos. So let me explain to you what happened. Saya woke up yesterday with a 101 fever. Saya has her 16th tooth right here coming in. So she was acting normal, fine, just her cheeks were a little flushed and she just felt hot. So I was like, okay, that's probably what it is. It's like a low grade temp. It's just a teething situation. She goes on throughout her day. I had work yesterday. I went to the gym. I saw her sporadically throughout the day, but I wasn't home consistently all day. And the times that I did see her, she was totally normal and fine and jolly and happy and running around and normal say. So I'm feeling the top of her head. She didn't really feel hot. She felt a little like on the warmer side, but nothing crazy. Okay. So then around 6 o'clock, I'm with her. Her eyes look a little glassy, but she still has good energy. She just had a snack. She's running around. She's fine. But I feel her just because my mommy senses were like touch her head again. And even though I had been like checking obviously throughout the day, and I feel her head, she feels a tiny bit warmer than she did previously. Mind you, this isn't any like I didn't feel her head and go, oh my God, she's so hot, I gotta check right now. I was just like, oh, she feels a little bit warmer, let me check her temp. Mind you, I feel like we check her temp every hour and a half and we check it rectally because we want to make sure that's the most accurate way and that's how we do it. So I get out my thermometer and I check her temp and it's 103.4. So at this point, I'm like, fuck, that's high. I gotta get on something now. This isn't like a Motrin and weight situation. I personally, for me, I Motrin and weight at 102.7, but 103.4 to have a little girl look a little like eyes are just a little glassy, but she's still running around all over the place. I'm like, I just would expect her to be sick, like look very sick, act sick, but she wasn't. So the second I saw that, I went upstairs, put her in the bath, like a lukewarm bath. She was having the time of her life. She loves her baths. And I took her out. I did notice after I took her out, she was a little bit colder than usual. And it wasn't like unusually cold in the room. So I just blanketed her up real quick, got her all dried off, put on, I didn't put on her diaper yet. And then I was like, okay, she's in the bath 10 minutes. I'm going to check her temp. Checked her temp. Why did the thing say 104.7? At that point, I want to see what time I ended up calling. Let me see. Hold on. So this was yesterday. Oh, shit. Shoot, I didn't mean to call again. So I call, first of all, the pediatrician's useless. I'm on the phone at 6:21 yesterday with our pediatrician, waiting 9-10 minutes to talk to somebody at the emergency line. No response. I'm like, I'm calling 911. 104.7 is absolutely crazy. Call 911. It was 6:30 when I had called 911. Call 911. I'm on the phone with, they transferred me. They have to talk to paramedics. I'm like, my daughter has 104 temp. She's acting fine, but it's 104.7. Like, this is a concerning, like, amount. So I need you guys to come out. So they end up coming out. She's trying to make friends with the paramedics. She's happy, smiling, totally fine, trying to show them their toys, everything. But her temp is 104.7. So I'm like, this is just not fucking making sense. So they did a scan on her head and it read 99.8, but they told me that thing is inaccurate. So I'm like, why would you even use it? And they're like, okay, so clearly it's not an emergency. She looks fine. And this is something I did not know. And I feel like you learn something new with kids literally every single day. The guy told me, when children have a fever, you don't necessarily go based off what the thermometer is reading. You go based off if they're feeling good or not. Like if their energy is up, if they're still communicating, if they're not super lethargic. And I'm like, so you just ignore the number? They're like, not necessarily. It gives you like a guide to keep checking them. But if they're acting normal and at that temperature, like everything's fine. It's not an emergency. And like, I would just Motrin her, Tylenol, and take her to the doctor tomorrow. So I was just mind blown. Anyways, So that was super stressful because obviously that was super stressful because Landon's not here. And I was like, what the fuck?
And mind you, I'm at pickleball and
so crazy.
I come back to my phone. My phone was like not off, but on silent. And I come back to my phone. My phone has 6 missed calls. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm actually, I go to the text. And every time I get missed calls from Sophia, and it's more than a few, it's obviously, it is more than 2, it's something's wrong. So obviously you go check the text messages next thing, and then she just said, can you call me? Or call me when you can.
Because I didn't want to say, like, I didn't want to freak you out, especially after the paramedics came. They came really quick. They were here within, like, 10 minutes. So once they told me it's not an emergency, I was like, okay, I'm not going to text him. Like, normal Sophia would have been like, get the fuck home. What the fuck is going on? Like, I would have lost every single marble because obviously it's super stressful. But I was like, I'm just not going to be overly dramatic. I'm going to just listen to what the paramedics are telling me. She's obviously good. Right? And that's that. So I didn't want to stress you out. But I did call you 15 times.
So then she called me, and then I
ran to CVS.
Well, no, she told me to go. Well, first of all, she told me what had happened, and then she told me the ambulance came to the house. I was like, what the fuck? Like, as I leave, all of this shit happens. So, and then she just said, like, everything's fine. She's acting fine. And I think the thing that helped her feel better and me feel better is that, like how she said, is that Saya was always, like, seeming okay. Like, in a, not in a good mood, but, like, fine. Like, had the energy was still there.
She was still playing.
Being herself. Yeah.
She was a little fussier, but not anything fussy where we're like, oh, this is not really Saya. Like Saya's been teething since she was like 4 or 5 months. So I always feel like she's been a little bit of a fussier baby because her teething's always bothered her. So, but it wasn't anything where I know, like, I mean, even Gigi, like nobody was like, you know.
So she told me to go to CVS to grab
we don't have Tylenol.
Dye-free Tylenol and dye-free Motrin.
Well, we had Motrin, but we didn't have Tylenol. And honestly, so last night, basically, she ate dinner perfectly fine. Mind you, she's eating and drinking perfectly normal. Her stools are perfect. Like, everything else is totally normal. So she's eating and drinking perfectly normal. All of that. So before she went to bed, you can give Motrin every 3 hours give Tylenol. I gave her Tylenol 3 hours. Then we checked her at 12. She did not feel hot. I woke up again around like 2:33. Still did not feel hot. And then she woke up this morning with a 102 temp. But she woke up a little bit more on the lethargic side, but nothing too crazy. And then after she woke up, after I gave her Motrin again, after she ate, she was like, all hell broke loose in the house again because she's our little tyrant. And then she was just doing all the things.
What I don't get is that, like, I feel like this is how my logic thinks, okay? Or my logic goes. You tell me if this makes sense. So, you know how we're doing all rectal through her butt.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. All right, I'm not a fan of that. I hate that.
She doesn't take it bad though. It's not like she takes it bad. We just do Aquaphor. She's chilling.
But I'm just saying I don't like it. So clearly the head one.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're like no doctor hospital says make sure you take your rectal, right?
But they see that's the preferred method. That's the most accurate method.
That's what they say.
Yes.
But it's like the fact that there's other ones, it's like one should suffice, right?
Yeah, babe, I don't do the science stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like, there should just be one method.
I took it on her head and she was fine. Clearly I thought she was fine.
Yeah.
Like that could be a valid point.
Yeah, of course.
They're not gonna be like, no, you're supposed to take it into her butt.
No, but it's like what we do with Soul. Like we do the ear one with Soul. We don't do the head one.
I know, but I'm just saying. They're not gonna be like, you should have put it in her butt. That's
yeah,
what, they're not
yeah,
no one's gonna say that.
No,
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like it can't be that like if one says that she's okay, then I'd be like, I'm the parent, be like, well then she's fine.
Yeah.
I don't gotta put it in her butt.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Took her to the pediatrician today. We got her a full panel to see what's going on. Number one, they checked in her ear and she has an ear infection. This is the first ear infection she has had. So they immediately were like, you need to give her amoxicillin, which is an antibiotic treated for ear infections. And she has 2 viruses. She doesn't have the flu. She has like, what is it called? The rhinovirus. And then this other type of cold. And she basically just said, like, those 2 can cause ear infections. So the ear infection is a product of the viruses. So she's starting to take antibiotics today.
Did she take it before she went to
Yeah.
For her ear infection?
Yeah.
But that doesn't do it for everything else?
A virus can't be treated with antibiotics.
So it just has to go out. So.
Yeah.
Could she give that to me or you?
What?
Her virus?
Yeah.
She could give us the virus?
Yes. Duh.
Well,
What makes her exempt? Because she's a baby.
Sophia wants you guys to see this.
Okay, guys. I'm a pediatrician. So after I heard that a kid could have a 104 temp and be acting completely normal, I was just flabbergasted. And like me being anxiety prone, I'm like, a baby could be totally fine and actually sick. That's concerning, right? Because then you're not like on top of it. So anyways, I feel like all moms who go on TikTok know this woman, and she's a pediatrician. Talk to your pediatrician, but this just gave me more understanding before I was able to talk to my pediatrician today.
Emergency medicine doctor, when should we be treating kids' fevers? What we're seeing in relation to fevers is actually not a movement, but a pendulum that kind of swings back and forth. And on one side, you have fever phobia, people who treat as soon as they have a temperature. And on the other side, makes it less hot, using more thermometer. You should.
If they're 104 and running, you're good.
That's what I would have thought. Like 104 is crazy.
I'm sorry. Even if she's 104 and running around and screaming and talking, I have to give her medication. That's a scary number because of the cerebral. Is it called cerebral seizures? Which is basically when your body temperature gets too high, you can have a seizure. I'm just not. 104 is crazy. I feel like even 102 for me personally, I'm treating. So anyways, the more you know. So Say is currently asleep right now. She's sleeping great. Thank you, God. I'm happy that she's obviously in good spirits, and you know, she's not like super happy, but she's definitely like fine. So I'm happy it's not worse, and she's gonna get better a lot sooner. And my mom and dad come into town this weekend, so I need her to get better ASAP so that she doesn't get anybody else sick. And yeah, and the doctor told me, my pediatrician told me 24 hours without a fever is normally the non-contagious point. So we checked her temperature at 12 o'clock and she was at 98.4 with no medication, no Motrin or Tylenol since this morning. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. You didn't give her medicine for the
No. So I only gave 7:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. I guess it's still within the 6-hour range of a Motrin like coverage. But yesterday that was not the case. Like Motrin was just not cutting it for her. So